In this video, I'll show you step by step how you can create your own memes. I've been doing this for the past year and a half, posting on the daily on a separate Instagram account. It's getting close to 10,000 followers, and that's probably not your objective. But regardless, I've learned a lot through this process and streamlined it to be very simple and time efficient. Let's get started. So we'll be using a program called Capcut. It is very beginner friendly and also free to use. I'm using the pro version, so if there are certain features where you're like, Mark, I don't have that, that's why. But this is used a lot on TikTok and probably even on Instagram. So to get started, we're going to go over here to the templates. And these are videos that other people have already created, and it allows us to then just make slight modifications to it. Now you may be thinking, okay, well, where are the memes? Well, at the top here, there are different tabs like favorites, purchased, for you. Well, let's go ahead and click on the memes. And this is why you'll see all these templates and you're like, I've seen this clip before. Why is it so popular? Well, it's because people are probably snagging it off of here from Capcut, making a few tweaks and shipping it out. So there's a lot of templates to pick from, and if you want to preview it before selecting one, all you have to do is put your cursor over it and it'll begin playing. So for example,
David, it was my understanding that I was not going to be managed.
What gave you that idea?
It was my understanding.
And whenever you are done with a template, you're like, yes, I want to utilize it. You can just click use template. So in this example, I already have one in mind. So I'm going to scroll down here. Don't mind the noise because again, it's previewing as I go. And I want to use this one.
Come on. I know you. You know you. And I know you know that I know you.
So now I click on use template, and this is going to open it up in a new project. So here, I always clear out the default text. The font is wonky and it's weird, and I just don't like what other people put in there. So I always add it myself later on. Now we're going to replace the green screen because we can't have this in the background. So we go to this section that says drag and drop videos, photos, and audio files here. So go ahead and click on that. From here, select your file. Okay, so at this point in time, we imported the file. Now we have to make it be the background. So we can simply click, drag and drop into this box section right here. And notice how it got replaced. But here's the thing, what if I don't like exactly how it's lined up? Notice how our character here is not really aligned and it's just wonky? Well, here's a little trick. Make sure that this box right here is selected. And now we can move this off screen and it's black. You may be thinking, why did you do that? Well, we can now drag and drop this into another track and it's here, and we're going to have the ability to adjust. So I'm going to now extend this portion so it matches the template video. I'm going to click on our meme video, move it up one, so now it's layered properly. I'm going to select our background photo, and here I can drag and drop, or I should say I can adjust and make it bigger. I can move it around a little bit more. Perfect. So he's kind of sitting in a chair. Good enough, right? But there's also other features where we could scale it. You can manually reposition it. You can remove the AI background. Again, that may be more, you can try free, but maybe it's a limited amount of time. Another quick tip is to adjust the audio level. Oftentimes it's too quiet, so you naturally turn up the volume on your phone or on your speakers, and then you forget about it, and then you go to the next video and it hits you at full blast. So what I like to do is, I know this is difficult to see, but I try to increase it slightly so that a lot of the blue bars turn orange, but not overdoing it. So it's going to be trial and error. Let's just say 13 dB is good. I do this by putting my cursor right here at this audio level, and then I try to go up. See, 20 would be too much orange. So you can also use like Control Z in order to undo things, because sometimes you make mistakes and it's nice to be able to undo that. So we're going to try to aim for 13. Good enough. So let's just see where we're at right now.
Come on. I know you. You know you. And I know you know that I know you.
All right. So after watching this, I noticed that the guy disappears and we're left with our background. That's not the greatest look either. So here's another little trick. Now there's multiple different ones, but I'm going to be utilizing this delete right. I have a shortcut set up where I just hit the R button on my keyboard and I'll get rid of it. So I'm going to just slightly move this player slider thing, and I'm going to get right before he disappears here. I'm going to make sure that this track is selected and then hit that shortcut where it says delete right. So it's going to delete everything to the right of this player head. Let's see if that works. Perfect. I'm going to now click on my second track to adjust so it's at the same length. Boom. And notice we're at the end and both the guy and the background are still appearing. Next, let's add a caption, because without that, then it's just pointless. What's this about? So I click on up here the text section. So before we were in media, we were able to import files. You can do a lot more, but we're going to scoot on over to this text portion. Notice how it says default text. Well, we're going to then drag and drop this onto the track. We're going to extend it to the very end because we want this text to appear the whole time. We don't like that the text is right on his face. Nobody got time for that. So we're going to click, hold, and move it to the section that we want. Here's another really helpful feature if you are planning on posting this online. You can notice right here at the bottom, there's this thing called ratio. I'm going to click that and tell it it's 9/16, so it's vertical. Because if you do horizontal too much, it's just not going to look good. If you want to see it for yourself, give it a try. But I'm selecting 9/16 because that is what TikTok, Instagram, everything does it for a phone viewage. And then I can also get a little preview to see all the other icons that appear. So for example, on Instagram Reels, you know how it got the like icon, your name, everything. Well, if all of a sudden I have my text over here and there's the description field, it's going to overlay, and that's not good. We want to make sure that everything is visible in a good spot. So we're going to put that text right here. Beautiful. Now, what are we going to make this be our caption? All right, so I came up with a great caption. We're going to pretend like we're a company and we have this amazing deal going on, and we're saying when there's a buy one, get one free sale, but you, meaning the customer, is still debating on getting this great deal. Now, when we look at the text, it's huge. Okay, we have to adjust this still. So what do? First step is to decrease the font size. Perfect. Now this is in range. It can be harder to see, so let's go ahead and change the color to something different. Let's say, well, they have different ones down here. We can also change the color. So we're going to say black for right now. Awesome. We're going to make this bold. Let's see, we're going to highlight everything, make it bold. Good enough. We can even add a quick background, so I can scroll down here, select background. Gotta change the color so that it's not black, because black background, black text, we're not going to see it. Great. For simplicity, we're going to have it be this. We selected the text color to now be white. We have a nice black background, so now we can see the text. If we want to get really picky, we can adjust on which line it is. So if I were to, let's say, want to say on is going to go here. You got to tweak it, but we'll say this is good enough. And now let's just play it and see where we're at.
I mean, come on. I know you. You know you. And I know you know that I know you.
So to provide a little bit more clarity, we can add a second text if we like. We can drag and drop, put it here, and we're going to say this is going to be the company name. We'll just use mine, say marking the way. We're going to make the text smaller, and let's do something else. Can add, it's called stroke, so I'll click that. I'll increase the thickness so it's a little bit more visible. It's not another black box. Can just adjust again. Bonus content, we can add captions. So I can go over here in the text field that says auto captions. I click on that, And this is more for the pro version, but I can simply click generate. I'll take a little bit of time to create it. And here it is. Now it's already overlapping. It doesn't look good. And just keep in mind when you have this option selected, apply to all, that means every single box, if you make one modification, it'll happen for all of it. So sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But if you want to modify one at a time, you just simply uncheck that. I like to go to the templates right here and select this blue one. It's got like 2 words that go and there we go. And I know that it fits within scope because we have that preview on from the Instagram Reels. You can also switch over to TikTok. It'll look something like this, but everything is within scope. It may look good at the beginning, but sometimes you can click on something else and be like, oh shoot, I went out of bounds, and you want to adjust it. So let's go ahead and export this. We're going to change the name of this. So we're going to remove it and say BOGO, marking the way. And we're now going to export this. So here's our name. There are different features here that we can select. We can change the resolution and all this other stuff. We're going to leave it as is. And we're going to make sure that we're exporting it to the right folder. I already went ahead and did that. And now I click export.
I mean, come on.
Done. And my computer is really quick. It may take yours a little bit to render, but nevertheless, it'll be done and then it'll start to preview. And if we really wanted to, we could link up our TikTok, our YouTube, so it automatically push it out. I don't have that selected. So let's take a look at the final product. I'm going to hit cancel, and I'm going to now look at the folder where it downloaded, and here it is. This is BOGO marking the way. One thing to note is if you are creating with Captions, it'll create a folder and you have to look into it. I got burned so many times where I just generate the file and be like, hey, I have a revision, and then I do it again. I'm like, where did the file go? Well, it created another folder. So just something to note. There's a SRT file that represents the captions. If you're not using Captions, don't worry about it. But here it is. Let's play it.
I mean, come on. I know you. You know you.
Perfect, so you get the idea. Now, obviously, this is just a basic tutorial. I skipped over a lot of details, but the main idea is to show you that you can do this. You don't have to have this major technical background, video editing software skills. It's pretty intuitive. And if you get stuck, because problems are going to happen, you can always use ChatGPT, look on Google. There's many different ways as to figure out these small little issues. But ultimately, if it comes down to just having fun with your friends or trying to push out a product, utilizing memes is a great skill to have, and it also branches over to many different categories. And this skill doesn't just apply to memes. You can upload your own videos and make your own tweaks as you see fit. But one quick disclaimer, make sure that you're not infringing on copyright, because earlier you saw me upload that background photo. Well, that was a stock image. I had the rights to do that and post it up commercially or whatever. But I don't want you to necessarily go online on like Google Images and download the first image that you see, because you don't have the license to do that. So there's many little specific cases. So I want to make sure that you're safe out there. And if you found this helpful, please make sure to like a comment. I like to learn about new things, simplify it, and give practical application to it. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.